The war-torn capital of Aurelya still smoldered. Smoke curled from shattered spires like fingers clawing at a grieving sky. King Elion stood beside a broken column of the throne hall, face calm as a mountain lake, yet his eyes burned with the weight of a kingdom inches from extinction. Before him knelt Merithiel, Veilwarden of the Earthward Legion. The newborn Ilarian heir was already hidden in the mortal realm, but the shadow apostle now wielded the stolen crown of light, and even the veil recoiled. Elion spoke, soft but trembling with urgency.
Merithiel, the evacuation must begin immediately. Every bunny, every family, every life we can still save. Bumi Kayangan must not fall with our people trapped here.
Merithiel bowed, composed, iron-edged.
I understand, Your Majesty, but transferring millions through veil gates and portable pylons without preparation will be catastrophic.
He frowned slightly.
Explain.
Merithiel's voice lowered.
The mortal world is fragile, and the vast majority of mortals have no knowledge of our existence, much less our impending arrival. Only a handful of their highest representatives, those within the old Dual Realm Alliance, know the truth. If we appear en masse before uninformed societies, they may panic. Militias might mobilize, cities could seal themselves, and even frightened villages could brand us as monsters.
She paused.
Before the exile, our realms rarely interacted. Even with the alliance in place, contact was scarce, formal, distant, and strictly controlled. They have never hosted an entire civilization before.
She looked the king in the eye.
Every exit point must be prepared. Every settlement must be monitored and stabilized. And the mortals who do know must be quietly coordinated.
She drew a long, rune-lined map from her cloak. Hundreds of dim points glimmered, permanent and dormant. Veil gate exits scattered across the mortal world.
This,
she said, tracing the constellation with 2 fingers,
is Nightline Protocol, a multi-continental operation. Silent, precise, unseen. We move only under darkness. First, I awaken the umbral blades and covert scouts already embedded in the mortal realm. Some have lived among mortals for decades as watchers, Senyap-Titah operatives. Not many mortals know of them. Only selected representatives, bound by oath and secrecy.
She folded the map.
These mortal allies will keep their people calm, discreetly managing any disturbances. It is the only reason an operation of this magnitude stands a chance. Our relations with them were limited throughout history, but I have maintained strong ties with their leadership. They will honor our requests.
The king exhaled, relief mixed with disbelief.
Even so, millions, Merithiel. Surely this borders on the impossible.
A faint, razor-thin smile touched her lips.
Impossible. Yes, but necessary. And it will be done.
Her gaze sharpened.
The dormant agents must be awakened. Umbral blades, silent guardians, old watchers. They have waited decades for this command.
Night fell across the mortal realm. A quiet, ordinary night for the mortals. But for the Bunians, it was the first beat of an exodus. Merithiel stood within the veil, the shadows bending to her presence. She sent her signal, a pulse, a flicker, a whisper. Across mountains, forests, islands, and coasts, Kaelith Veyr, shadow scout of the northern peaks. Sylvara Duskveil, infiltrator hidden in deep primeval forests. Tiranis of the Longveil, silent watcher of coastal towns. And countless others all felt her call. All rose from decades of silence. Nightline had begun. Bridges reinforced, paths cleared. Water, food, and shelter pre-positioned in secret. At specific regions, mortal leaders, those few who knew the truth, quietly moved their people indoors, cancelled gatherings or redirected patrols. No explanations given, no questions allowed. To the common folk, routine adjustments. To the Senyap-Titah, part of an ancient pact, through subtle veil-woven illusions, a shift of moonlight, a drifting shadow, an animal silhouette. Mortal eyes slid harmlessly away from anything unusual. No technology, no runic engines, just pure ancient veilcraft. To mortals, nature behaving strangely. To the Bunians, a safe corridor forming through an unaware world. Merithiel stood atop a cliff overlooking a mortal valley, spear resting in her hand. Cold stars watched her without sympathy. The scale crushed down on her. Millions of souls, hundreds of Veilgate exits, dozens of mortal cultures and settlements. Enemy forces waiting to strike at any misstep. The Tideward and Skyward legions would move soon, but only because she held the sequence, the timing, the maps, and the veil itself. This burden was hers to bear. She exhaled softly. If this broke her, then she would break standing. She was Merithiel, Veilwarden, and the veils bowed to her command. The world stirred. In the northern highlands, Kaelith guided villagers to believe moving. Shadows were nothing more than seasonal wind spirits. Across coastal towns, Tiranis ensured sailors saw only soft phantom lights, gentle, distant glimmers above the waves. Deep within ancient forests, Sylvara coaxed trees to bend, weaving natural shelters for arriving families. Everywhere they moved, the veil shimmered subtly, just enough for trained eyes, never enough for the shadow apostle to sense. This was not merely relocation, it was the rewriting of perception, the delicate folding of two realities so that one civilization could pass through another unseen. But beneath all the precision and calm, Merithiel felt a pressure growing. The shadow apostle would not rest, not with the crown of light in his grasp. He would chase them across realms. Every second mattered, every shadow mattered, and every heartbeat brought the Bunians closer to the brink of salvation or annihilation.